5-minute guide to beating Dark Souls 2 without dying a single time. Let's get into it. Here's the build you're going to want to use: Rapier, Mace, Longbow, Havel's Armor, Engraved Gauntlets, Drangleic Shield, 3rd Dragon Ring, Life Ring +1, Silver Serpent +2, Garro's Ring of Protection. Here's the pros to the build: it's quick, defensive, and prepared for anything. The only con of the build really is its heavy stat investments, although that's not really a problem for Dark Souls 2. 50 health, 20 endurance, 40 vitality, 24 strength and dex, and 30 ADP. Once again, no levels into attunement, faith, or intelligence. Here's the route you're going to want to take. Start off with Knight and Healing Wares. Head to Majula, get your 2 Estus, and head to Forest. Loot and kill everything in Forest. Make sure you do Pate's section in particular, and then buy 10k worth of stuff off Malentia to get the Silver Serpent Ring +1. Level strength and dex to 12. Buy your 2 weapons off Lenigrast and upgrade them with what you have. Kill Pursuer and Last Giant, then take the bird to Lost Bastille. Buy a longbow off Macduff and enough large shards until you have 12 in your inventory. Upgrade your strength and dex to 16, your 2 weapons to +6, and equip your new longbow and Drangleic Shield before heading to Hides. Storm through Hides and kill the Dragon Rider. Now it's up to you how you prioritise levels for this build, but I'd advise putting a lot of focus into health, endurance and vitality, because they are by far the most important stats for this. Head through No Man's Wharf, grab the Fragrant Bridge and buy all Gavlan's poison arrows. Then kill Flexel Sentry, take the boat to Lost Bastille and kill Ruin Sentinels. Head down the ladder in Servants' Quarters, open the door to Belfry Luna and kill the Gargoyles. Pick up the Bastille Key, use it to light up the Lost Sinners Arena and take her out. For reference, these are the stats I had after Lost Sinner. You can see here I gave priority to health, but also leveled endurance and vitality fairly equally too. Next thing to do is open up the door to Huntsman's Copse, free Creighton and kill Skeleton Lords. Exhaust both Cloan and Gavlan's dialogue, pick up all the chunks in the poison pool and kill Covetous Steel. Fight your way through Earthen Peak, burn the windmill and advance both Gilligan and Pate's questlines. You'll need a bonfire aesthetic for this bit. If you don't have one, Cloan does. Kill Mytha, burn the aesthetic at the 3rd bonfire in Earthen Peak, and then kill her again. It's quite risky and entirely optional, but if you do it, you'll get the Silver Serpent +2. Fight your way through Iron Keep, acquire some charcoal pine resin, as well as the Life Ring +1, and kill Smelter Demon. Turn off the fire and take on Old Iron King. I'd use a Bright Bug for this fight, as well as some gold pine resin. You should be absolutely fine. Just be careful of the hole and use this side bit here for cover. Next, we're going to want to free this statue, and then another statue in Shaded Woods to kill Vengarro. Talk to what's left of Vengarro to get his helmet, and now you have a very sturdy armor set until you get Havel's Armor. Talk to Creighton, kill Nazca, and then buy some more poison arrows off Gavlan and the Doors of Pharos. Then go through Brightstone Cove, wipe out the church congregation, and if everything's gone to plan, you'll be able to help either Pate or Creighton and be rewarded with the Engraved Gauntlets. Progress through Brightstone Cove as normal, picking up as many chunks as you can, and then tackle Duke Stair Freya. I'd recommend using a torch for that fight so the spiders don't interfere as much. Buy the Silver Cat Ring, the middle ladder off Gilligan, and head halfway down the hole. Don't jump off this ledge, run instead. Kill the Vanguard and speed through the gutter into Black Gulch. Take down the Woodland Child as well as the 2 giants with the poison arrows you've been buying, and kill the Rotten. Once you've done that, fall down the scaffolding here at the beginning of the gutter, jump to this platform, open the door and get Havel's Armor. Then we're heading to Drangleic Castle, kill Lycia, then Dragon Riders, then the horse that drops Garro's Ring, and finally Maronite. You'll get the +2 spell Quartz Ring, which you'll need for the next area, Shrine of Amana. Go through the area slowly and take the enemies out from afar, until you get to the Demon of Song and take that out too. Bolt through the Undead Crypt, kill Lycia and defeat Velstadt. Pick up the King's Ring and get into Aldea's Keep. Take it slow, like Shrine of Amana. Pick the enemies off from afar because those Hippoclopses are to be feared. Kill the dragon, bypass Dragon Area and kill the Dragon Warrior before getting the Ashen Mist Heart, the 3rd Dragon Ring and getting out of there. Back to Forest, run through the memories avoiding the giants as they have some one-shot moves, and kill Giant Lord. Defeat Vendrick by staying behind him. His attacks from the front are deadly. Finally, kill Throne Watcher and Defender, Nishandra and Aldea, marking the challenge complete. Now I've prepared 5 tips and tricks that will make surviving the Dark Souls 2 no death even easier, so let's get into these. Tip number 1. Make early investments. Buy things when they're cheap and when you're able to get the absolute most of them. For example, Bright Bugs. Buy them when they're 6 or 12k before they rise as high as 48,000. Tip number 2. Weapon level is better than character level. Now this more applies to the early game, but I find that investing in a +6 weapon after Forest is much more useful than the 10 extra levels you would have had otherwise. Tip number 3. Tactical thinking. So many scenarios are made easier if you just stop and analyse them for a second. Take this bit in Lost Bastille. If you just ran into this situation, you'd be faced with 2 royal soldiers, 6 dogs and the pursuer all at once. Not to mention the gunpowder barrels everywhere. Instead, use the gunpowder barrels to your advantage. Blow some of them up from afar with fire arrows, killing some of the dogs and blowing up some of the wooden archer towers in the process, making the fight way easier. Tip number 4. Big weaknesses. This game in particular made enemies very strong to some things and incredibly weak to others. Take the Ironclad Knight for example. Their big bulky armour makes them strong against slash and thrust damage, but make them very weak to strike. Many enemies have these extreme weaknesses, whether it's weapon types or elements, such as fire against dogs or rats. The 5th and final tip. The birds. Make use of the birds. No doubt you'll gather many of the smooth and silky stones to give them, and you might as well, because they drop very useful items like life gems, twinkling titanite, and divine blessings that will only further upgrade your character. And there you have it folks, Dark Souls 2 No Death, a 5-minute guide. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a 5-minute guide for Dark Souls 3.
Oh my god, young man. Kill